not about, us becoming a friend of the mayor.
Let them know that they can't ignore us, that they're going to have to deal with our issues, and that's non-negotiable. I don't care what else is going on with this mayor, but he got to take us into consideration.
Jerry Nons Jr. I'm a 1404 clerk with the City and County of San Francisco, DPH. We're here to talk to the Board of Supervisors and try to get a message over to the mayor about the unfair treatment and work conditions up here with the City and County. I've been with the City and County approximately about 20 years, and I've been facing unfair treatment. I'm trying to get a promotion, and it seems as though I have to fight, harder than others to get that promotion. My father, he was with the City and County for 35 years approximately. And the same thing happened. He had to come here and talk to Willie Brown just to get a promotion, to get an investigation as to why he's being skipped over when we have the skills and experience. And here it is, 2025, and I'm going through the exact same thing. It's uncalled for. We need changes.
And the new mayor, Lurie, you think he's going to meet with you? You're demanding a meeting with him?
We hope so. We are civil servants of this city. And one thing we are here to do is serve the citizens of this city. But how can we do that when he can't even help the workers that's trying to make this city go in the right direction?
And nationally, there's an effort, Trump and his people, to get rid of any kind of fight against discrimination. What does you think that's going to mean for workers all over, public workers and others, who he's trying to privatize and destroy public services?
It's not right, and it's just going to make things worse. Here you have people that live in this city that, love being in this city. And then if you contract that out, you got people that's just here to get a paycheck, don't even care, Not only are we here because we work here, but we actually love what we do, and it'll just mess everything up.
And gentrification has driven large numbers of black and brown people out of San Francisco.
Absolutely.
The speculators, they want people out, and now working people can't afford to live in San Francisco. Is that a problem for you and others?
Yes, it is. We come from all over the Bay Area. We sit in 2 hours worth of traffic coming and going to do our job. And then we come into work after a long commute to hear, bad things and get treated badly, all because we black or, we can't move as fast as others. Some of us have disabilities. It's just wrong.
And what are you a member of a union?
I am.
What union?
SEIU 1021.
And what are they doing around this issue?
Nothing at all. Nothing.
Was that an issue in the election?
It was. It was.
What were people saying about that issue in the election?
Nothing. We say we want change, but nobody's fighting to do it. We have power, people have opinions, but not power to move, So, I love my union, but where they at? They're not here. Not for this,
You think they should be?
I think they should be. In solidarity. I'll be solid with whatever movement that they want to be in. Why are they not here in solidarity with us?
Brenda Barros. I work at San Francisco General.
And what's going on here today?
We're here because a lot of the employees are fed up with the way they're being treated. We've been made a lot of promises in the past by the city. Some things they've started to work on, but a majority of the people that are walking around, the black employees, feel they can't feel any change.
And how long has this been going on?
This has been going on for years. We started this campaign years ago about erase racism, and we did get the mayor to create that committee, but then nobody's in charge of the committee. So I don't know what good it is. Nobody's in charge of it. All the oversight that was supposed to happen has not happened. And so what our message to the mayor is, we don't want him to feel like it's done, because it's not.
And are people trying to meet with him, and has he met with people?
We've asked, I know we asked for a meeting with him, but there's been no response yet, but we'll see.
And
That's the whole point of today.
there's an attack by Trump and his administration against DEI. I mean, they want to get rid of the EOC. They've destroyed the EOC and NLRB. You think working people are under threat, and black and brown people are under threat with this government?
Absolutely, they're under threat, because without these organizations to protect us, there is no protection, right? And so, what I don't want to see is people take another route, which is people will not be happy if black people start taking that route, right? It's better to do it through a structure to deal with it, because we're only going to take as much as we're going to take for as long as we're going to take it.
And where is SEIU 1021 in this?
Well, they have a committee that meets with the city right now for DEI. Right now they're going over data. But, we already know what the data says. It hasn't changed. So, to me, it's just a way of prolonging everything.
And the issue of privatization, the mayor just passed a resolution that allowed him to sign contracts with companies without any kind of oversight by the Board of Supervisors. You think that this is going to expand under Mayor Lurie?
Well, look at who he's surrounded by. Of course it's going to expand. He's surrounded by people with, people with a whole bunch of money, that their primary thing is making more money. And they want to take it from us, the regular people, and give it to them. And that's what we have to fight against. Things like they want to get rid of crossing guards. That's unbelievable in San Francisco. We got kids still here. They don't want kids to have crossing guards. I mean, people need to think about these things that are happening, these decisions that are being made. And once again, the classification they're focusing on is a classification that's full of minority people.
So they're targeting minority people.
Absolutely. I think if you look at most of the things that they're talking about cutting, if you look at those classifications of workers, you'll find a large number of minority workers.
And they just hired a new director of the Department of Public Health. Apparently he worked for Big Pharma, for the Sackler company, developing marketing for, these drugs, the opioids that people were addicted to. Do you have a concern about who this guy is and what he's been doing?
I have no idea who he is. One of the doctors that I work with says she knows him well, thinks he's a wonderful guy. But her perspective and ours, the working class people, is probably not the same. Right? Maybe from her perspective, because he does a lot of research and he's supposedly very good on change. And we know as workers that change is not always good to the workers. Most change that they try to make is harmful to the workers.
And the EPIC program, these different programs they put in, has that helped things?
Well, it has made things a little easier for some workers, but in many ways, not so much. I mean, there's a lot of things that are unknown in EPIC. They haven't really implemented the whole thing. They're not talking to us about what's going to be implemented. So, we know it's not going to be in our good.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I had a call to action from Brenda about a need for support for black employees with some of the discrimination they're facing, last to be hired, first to be fired, getting the least support on how to get promotions.
And have you experienced that?
Well, no, I'm white, but I've been part of an anti-racist task force, learning about the issues facing my black brothers and sisters, learning about ways as a white person I can show support. Raise consciousness on that and just be more helpful in any way I can.
I just want to say I organized the Black Employees Alliance back in 2019, and it was due to the work that Brenda was doing around the city. You can go on YouTube right now and just pull up her name, and a whole host of videos are going to come up. And it was Brenda, and there was a situation going on at the time concerning another black woman by the name of Cheryl Thornton, who was also pretty instrumental in making some noise and making some things happen. Ingrid, was involved back then, Madeline McMillan, and all these names I'm mentioning, you guys, are all black women. And they happen to be all black women of a certain age, even down to Felicia Jones. And so once I understood just kind of some of the real issues and challenges that were happening here at the city and county of San Francisco, I literally risked my position, which is why I'm not with the city today. Because I was an HR manager, and for anyone in a management position to get involved on trying to help employees, that's a no-no. And it's not a written no-no, it's an unspoken, unwritten no-no. That's right. And so once I decided to get involved, and it really was the rally that we had Juneteenth 2018, I began to be isolated, and I was no longer promotable and all of that. But I really, let me just say this, I would not change one thing at all, because the level of growth in my own awareness, the level of love that I have for black people, that I have for not just my family, but for all of you and for the community, it transcends beyond anything I could have ever attained at the city and county of San Francisco. And as a matter of fact, being true to myself has helped me to go on a deeper journey. All that to say, we want more than just to walk in and be noticed and recognized. There needs to be, if there's a true commitment to racial equity, then Mayor Lurie and his administration and the Board of Supervisors need to commit to having ongoing, at least quarterly meetings with this group as a group that can help both direct and impact and influence some of the disparate treatment and the inequities and the injustices that are happening across these departments. Because it's not just the Department of Public Health. It's every single department at the city and county of San Francisco. Black people are mistreated, are denigrated, and there's a lot of disparate treatment that goes on, right? And so we outlined a number of objectives that we want to accomplish in the communications that went out. One of them being that Director Carol Isen, who is the Director of Human Resources, who was actually Micki Callahan's successor, she should have never been hired for that position. She's not only underqualified, but she's incompetent and unqualified. And I think one of the most significant pieces of evidence regarding the remark that I just made is her lack of an ability to lead the implementation of the recommendations that were outlined in the William Gold report. So if you go to the Black Employees Alliance website, you will find a full report that was commissioned by Mayor London Breed due to the fallout that happened because of the Kathy Broussard case with that forged settlement agreement. And there were literally 8 to 10 articles that were written on it. And as a result of it being found out that whenever racial discrimination complaints are sent over to DHR, that the DHR EEO staff tends to water it down and send it back to departments and say, this is not racial, this is just bullying. That is a direct evidence or example of corruption. And the reality that you have a Director of Human Resources who oversees the Equal Employment Opportunity Division of the city, which controls that process, has not taken the recommendations and implemented the changes, that's a direct dereliction of duty. She's not done her job. And so we want to hold not just Carol Isen accountable, we want to hold Mayor Lurie accountable. Because if you have leaders who are in these positions of power that are leading these departments who are not doing their job, then you are signing on to supporting people who are derelict of duty. Carol Isen has not done her job.